Greetings and salutations, fans and family, friends and neighbors, lovers and losers of all kinds. This is just an observation, and I am your host, Admiral Oliver Franklin Doom. So sit back, enjoy, and let's have some fun, shall we? Before we get into the subject of today's show, let's start with what is just an observation. I have a very scrambled mind. I have no attention span whatsoever, and I want to give you whatever comes to my mind. Or, in the case of the first rule of just an observation, listen to the audience. Take audience suggestions, and that's what today is. So today, I'm going to give you more Admiral Oliver Franklin Doom's Undeniable Rules of Life from one of our subscribers. So I hope you enjoy. One of the questions I got from one of my subscribers is, are there any corollaries to the rules? I can't say that there are, but there are some that are related to one another. The one you see on your screen, Doom's Rule number 14, I covered in the first episode. But the other part of that is Doom's Rule number 133. Rule 14 should apply to liars and hypocrites as well. Yes, I am a firm believer in this because, well, there's no reason for it. So take it as you will. Two more rules that are related to one another are Doom's Rule number 108 and Doom's Rule number 109. In the United States, there are three sub-departments of defense: the Department of the Army, Department of the Air Force, and Department of the Navy. And somebody will notice that we do have a United States Marine Corps. Well, they belong to the United States Navy. That is their official place in all the scheme of things. So, Doom's Rule number 108 simply states, the quickest way to piss off a Marine is to remind him that his paycheck reads Department of the Navy. Now, the other side of that is Doom's Rule number 109, which states, it is never a beneficial career move to piss off a Marine. Two more rules that relate to one another, and it's fairly ironic because I got the idea for this new rule, the second one of the two, on Sunday night and just replaced a rule this morning with it. But the first rule is Doom's Rule number 57. You never have to worry about repeating history if you never learn about it in the first place. Well, the new rule that I picked up, now keep in mind my entire entertainment budget consists of my SiriusXM and YouTube subscriptions. And it was a YouTube live stream that gave me Doom's Rule number 20. Those that refuse to learn from history are destined to be dumbasses. Amen. Another question that was asked of me by this subscriber was if breaking the rules is one of Admiral Oliver Franklin Doom's undeniable rules of life. And I counter that with my undeniable rule of life number 137. Rules were never meant to be broken. Bent a whole lot, yes. Broken, never. And of course, another Doom's rule that goes along with that is something that I used to jokingly tell my clients when I did taxes for a living. Doom's Rule number 22. I didn't make the rules. It's just my job to exploit them. Yes, and I live by that every day. Now, some of the Doom's rules are, shall we say, this is how I live my life rules. Now, life is strange, life is great, life is funny, life is disastrous at times, but there's always a way to look at it to get through things much better than what you're getting through, if that's what you need to do. And Doom's Rule number 30 states this, something that I always do. Always look at life and laugh. There is nothing life hates more than a sore winner. One of the hardest lessons I've ever had to learn in my life, and it's a hard lesson for anybody, and I don't care who you are, it's the hardest lesson to learn for anybody on the planet, is that other people's opinions of you don't matter. And I sum it up with Doom's Rule number 54. You have no one to impress but yourself. And that's true. You're the only one you have to impress. If anybody doesn't like that, sorry about their damn luck. One of my biggest traits, or biggest faults as I describe it, is that I refuse to give up. no matter how bad things are getting, no matter even if I express how incredibly hard it's going to be to finish whatever it is I need to finish, I never give up. I keep trying, I keep pushing. And I'm reminded of Doom's Rule number 90 every time I do it. Nothing is impossible, maybe undiscovered, but not impossible. And I want to end today's just an observation with something that I sincerely believe, and if you read it, something that completely contradicts the entire concept of the undeniable rules of life. And that is something that everyone should really look at, maybe think about. Doom's Rule number 128. Life is merely a series of lessons, some easy, some hard. The rule book for life can and should never be written. And with that, I'd like to thank you for showing up and watching my second journey into this learning experience known as just an observation. I really do appreciate all of you who do watch this, and know that I really enjoy doing these kinds of things. I may stumble over my words and everything, but you know what? I don't care. It's fun. And you're enjoying this, I hope. So join me again when I decide to do another Just an Observation.